Thank you. Question 2 is not lodged. Question 3, I call Colin Beattie.
To ask the Scottish Government whether it will provide an update on the steps that it is taking to tackle loss and damage in marginalised communities.
Cabinet Secretary Mary McCallan.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and I thank Colin Beattie for the question, because loss and damage that's being experienced in communities throughout the world is perhaps the single greatest injustice at the heart of the climate crisis. The Scottish Government has now pledged a total of £10 million to addressing loss and damage in climate-vulnerable communities. Our initial pledges have been mobilised in programmes directly in the Pacific, in Bangladesh and in Malawi, and we've now begun work funding, operationalising the funding announced by the First Minister in September, and that in Kenya, Ethiopia, Pakistan and Zambia. All of our programmes, they take a participatory approach, which means that we consult directly with communities and we look to support the most vulnerable people within the most vulnerable communities.
Colin Beattie.
It's encouraging to see that the Scottish Government is committed to making the Loss and Damage Fund a success and that Scotland has played an important part. Can the Cabinet Secretary say any more about the steps the Scottish Government can take to encourage other countries to commit the finance needed to address this challenge?
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Yes, Scotland's membership of international fora such as the Under2 Coalition, in which we're the European co-chair, and regions, this allows us to both demonstrate the action that we've taken, but also encourage action on loss and damage from our colleagues. In addition to this, through the practical action that we are taking, we've helped to leverage funding from philanthropies, such as the match funding we received from the Open Society Foundation for our non-economic loss and damage programme. Ultimately, Scotland's action at COP26, standing beside the Global South, who've been campaigning on this for 3 decades, and helping to break the impasse on loss and damage, has since seen pledges for this specific issue unlocked to the tune of $700 million. That is to be welcome, Presiding Officer, but when we consider the need and the number of recipients throughout the world, that number has to increase and increase very quickly.